Hi, welcome you all for the module number 4 of mechanical measurements and metrology. This module encompasses the measurement systems and basic concepts of measurement methods, transducers, intermediate modifying, and terminating devices. Basically, introduction measurement means determination of anything that exists in some amount. That is nothing but when we are about to quantify the things, then we need a measurement, because quantification, we can say that the color is dark, color is bright, but at the same time, based on the wavelength, it is being classified as this color is blue, red, white. Similarly, when we say that is again a perception, we cannot say that how much blue it is, what is the percentage of blue, because sky blue is also a blue, or we if we take the blue on dark blue, the navy blue, also it is also blue, or with the blue of letters which you can see on the screen, it is also blue in color. So if these things, so it is very difficult to quantify it until unless when we quantify it based on the wavelength, or if we hence, measurement plays a very vital role in the day-to-day life applications to the engineering applications for the further research and development. So, if the anything or if any of those things are associated with mechanical engineering, or determination of the quantification of the physical given quantity, or any anything which is associated with mechanical engineering, then we call that determination of those amounts are referred to as mechanical measurements. The act of measurement, it is the quantitative comparison between a predefined standard and a measurand to produce a measured result. Generally, measurand is a physical parameter or a variable to be measured. An engineer is not only interested in measurement of physical variables, but also concerned with the other controls. So there are the two functions which are closely related. One must be able to measure a variable such as temperature or flow, or in order to control it, or the accuracy of control is essentially dependent on the accuracy of measurement. Hence, a good knowledge of measurement techniques is necessary for the design of control systems. Similarly, after a mechanical quantity is detected and possibly transduced, it is necessary after the stage first output to be further modified before it is satisfactory form of for driving an indicator or a recorder. Measurement of dynamic mechanical quantities places a severe requirement on the elements of intermediate modifying devices. Usually, a large amplification, good transient response is required, which were very difficult to obtain by mechanical or pneumatic or hydraulic methods. So, in short, let us define the measurement as a process or act of obtaining a quantitative comparison between a predefined standard and an unknown magnitude. Example, when we go to market, let us say that uh, we are buying a cloth. When we are buying a cloth, a particular length, we call it as a meter. So the length of that cloth is compared with a meter bar. The predefined standard there is the meter bar, and the unknown magnitude is the length of the cloth. The unknown magnitude, that is the length of the cloth, is compared with the meter bar, and then it is taken out as a 1 meter cloth. Or if we take it in terms of the uh, time, for a short period of time, it is a qualitative method. Again, when I say it is a 5 minutes time period, so it is a quantification, that is for this much lapse of time we call, or this much period of time, we call it as a 5 minutes, 5 seconds, or 1 hour. So in the same way, whatever we process or we define it, we should quantify it by comparing it with the predefined standards or mass. Let us say that 1 kg of object is to be you are going to purchase it from a shop. When we purchase 1 kg of my apple, let us say 1 kg of apple we are going to purchase. That 1 kg equivalent amount of apple we are buying it, and when we are asking to buy it to that shopkeeper, he is comparing that 1 kg equivalent amount of apple with the 1 kg dead weight of dead weight he is having. Okay, so there are calibrated terms or predefined terms which is being compared with the unknown magnitude, and the process of comparison or the act of quantitative comparison of those unknown magnitude with the predefined standard itself, we call it as a measurement. So, what are the basic requirements of measurements? A standard used for comparison must be accurately known, and they should be commonly accepted. If I say that this is the weight of this for a given object, this is it weighs around 1.2 kg, then even you should be able to accept it, whether you are in India or Paris or London or somewhere else throughout the world. So any standard, when we define it, it should be acceptable throughout the world. Then only we can exchange the commodities, or else it is not possible. So whenever wherever we say that this is the measured quantity in the followed by its units, those units or number and the process of measurement and the act of measurement and the measuring unit or the measuring standards, those all need to be acceptable throughout the world. The procedure and the apparatus used for comparison must be commonly accepted and must be provable. So, what are the further significance of measurement? Measurement provides a fundamental information or a quantitative information on the actual state of physical variables and processes that could otherwise be only be estimated. Instead of estimation, we can give a exact state of physical variables and the processes. Example: the water is flowing. That is about 1 kg per hour, 1 liter per hour. The water is flowing at a rate of 1 liter per hour. I can approximate it. I can estimate it. But when I measure it, I can say it is 1.01, 1.02, or 1.1 kg liter per hour, or one. So that is how we can quantify it with the help of the measurement, or else I can simply say that it is the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius maybe. So that is estimation. When I say that the temperature is 32 degrees Celsius, then that is the exact measurement. So yeah, the measuring process helps us to measure the exact physical state of the process or a variable which is of interest. And as a result of this, the measurement is both the vehicle for new understanding of physical world and the ultimate test of any theory or a design. That's why measurement becomes a fundamental basis for the research, design, and developments. And its role is very prominent and vital in many engineering activities. Further, it facilitates for the easy performance of the whole process. All mechanical design of any complexity involves three elements: experience, rational element, and experimental element. The element of experience is based on the previous exposure to similar systems or an engineer's common sense, whereas the rational element relies on quantitative engineering principles, the laws of physics, and so on. Whereas the experimental element is based on the measurement, that is, on measurement of the various quantities pertaining to the operation and performance of the device or a process being developed. So, measurement provides a comparison between what was intended and what was actually achieved. Measurement is also a fundamental element of any control process. The concept of control requires measured discrepancy between the actual and the desired performances. The controlling portion of the system must be know the magnitude and direction of the difference in order to react intelligently. In addition, many daily operations require measurement for proper performance. Example, in a modern world, central power stations, uh, whereas in temperature, flow, pressure, vibration amplitudes must be constantly monitored by measurement to ensure proper performance of the system. Let us go to the fundamental methods of measurement. Uh, they are being classified with the two methods. One is the direct comparison method. Second one is the indirect comparison method. In a direct comparison method, the measurements are done with the primary or secondary standards, whereas indirect comparison method, through the use of calibrated system, it is being achieved. Direct comparison with primary or secondary standards are made by directly comparing it with the primary or secondary standards, and the results is always expressed in terms of numbers. And this method is very inaccurate because comparison is made by the human sense, which tends to change, because always the perception will be a unique from person to person. So that's why the direct comparison methods are not so accurate. However, for scientific and research work, this method is not suitable. Hence, so in this case, we have to adapt the indirect comparison through the use of calibrated system, because measuring is done with the help of chain of devices, which together we call it as a measuring system. The chain of devices transforms the sensed signal into a more convenient form and indicate this transformed signal either on the indicator or a recorder or fed into the controller. Further, there are other methods of measurement, uh, excluding this direct method of measurement and indirect method of measurement. First one is among them. First is about method of measurement without contact. In this case, the sensor is not placed in contact with the object whose characteristics are to be measured. Whereas in the second, where the method of combination measurement closed series. In this case, the results of direct and indirect measurement or different combination of those values are made use of, and the corresponding system of equations is being solved. In the next type, method of fundamental measurement. In this case, based on the measurement of base quantities entering into the definition of the quantity. Next one is about method of measurement by comparison. In this case, based on the comparison of the value of a quantity to be measured with the known value of the same quantity, or a known value of another quantity which is a function of the quantity to be measured. So which includes a direct as well as indirect comparison also. And method of measurement by substitution. In this case, the value of quantity to be measured is replaced by a known value of the same quantity, so that selected that the effects produced in the indicating device by these two values are same. Method of measurement by transposition. Here in this case, the value of the quantity to be measured is in the beginning balanced by a first known value A of this same quantity. Then the value of the quantity to be measured is put in the place of this known value and is again balanced by another known value B. If the position of the element indicating the equilibrium is same, In both the cases, the value of the quantity measured is equal to A and B. In case of differential measurement, method of differential measurement, based on the measurement is done based on the comparison of the quantity to be measured with the quantity of the same kind, with a value known to be slightly different from that of the quantity to be measured, and the measurement of the difference between values of these quantities. In the next way in which the method of measurement by complement, the value of the quantity to be measured is complemented by a known value of the same quantity, which is selected in such a way that sum of these two values is equal to a certain value of comparison fixed in advance. Next is about method of measurement by interpolation. It consists of determining the value of quantity measured on the basis law of correspondence and known values of the same quantity, the value to be determined lying between two known values. Method of measurement by extrapolation. It consists of determining the value of quantity measured on the basis of law of correspondence and known values of the same quantity. The value to be determined lying outside the known values. So these are the different methods of measurements. In the next slide, let us discuss on the uh, block with the help of a block diagram. Let us discuss on the generalized measurement system. So in all these cases, we can completely summarize it in a generalized measurement system. In this generalized measurement system, there are three important stages. One is the sensor or transducer stage, which is a primary sensing stage. Second one is the signal conditioning stage, where the variable conversion and modification and amplification is done. The third one is the terminating stage, where the indicator, recorder, processor, or controller works. So in the first thing is a measurement, as I already mentioned, it is an act of assigning a specific value to the physical variable, and that physical variable is the measured variable. A measurement system is a tool used for quantifying the measured variable. So here there are three different signals which are in the process. One is input signal, and second one is transduced signal, third one is analogous or driving signal. In the stage 1, where the sensor or transducer is existing, there generally the measurement is or the input signal is given to the sensor or transducer, which generally requires an auxiliary power, though it is not a mandatory. But now modern technologies have made the auxiliary power as a part of these sensors and transducers. However, mechanical transducers, they generally don't need an auxiliary power. And in the stage 1, a detector transducing or sensor stage, where the function of this stage is to just detect or sense the input signal, and it should be insensitive to every other possible input signal. That's why we define a term called signal to noise ratio. This to identify that the in the stage 1, how many types of input the signals are being given as an input signal, among them which is the actually desired or intended type of input signal. And the characteristic of a sensor or a transducer should be such a way that it should be a neutral or to all other input signals, except it is actually meant for. Example, if I take a sensor like a pressure sensor, the pressure sensor should be in neutral to all other types of variables except for the pressure, because the pressure sensor is meant to detect or sense the only pressure. Then the types of or examples of the stage 1 devices are contacting spindle, spring mass system, electrical devices, board and tube, probing ring. Whereas if I consider the electrical type, contactors, resistance or resistors, capacitance, piezoelectric crystals and thermocouples. In the optical, it is like photographic film, photoelectric cell and other things. In the stage 2, which is an intermediate modifying stage or a signal conditioning stage, the purpose of this stage is to modify the transduced information so that it is acceptable to the third or terminating stage. The important function is to increase the amplitude or power of the signal or both. Some of the examples for the second stage devices are, in under mechanical we can classify the gearings, cranks, links, cams, etc. Similarly, electrical second stage devices are amplification systems, matching devices, filters, etc. Whereas the optical second stage devices are like mirrors, optical filters, light levers, optical fibers, and so on. Whereas the third stage, in which the terminating or readout stage, the function of this stage is to provide the information required in the form which can be understood by the human senses or the controller, because the controller human sense is because the finally the operator need to understand the it is maybe in the form of a numbers or a waves, so that he can interpret the results, or the controller which controls the whole system so that it can give the feedback to the input signal and or to the operator so that the whole system can be monitored for the within and regulated. The examples for the third stage devices are, the first one is displacement, which is about moving pointer and scale and index, moving scale and index, liquid column and other things. Whereas the digital, which is like a direct alphanumeric readout and recorders, digital printing, inked pen and chart, light beam and photographic film, direct photography, magnetic recording and other things. Generally, here in these three stages, where stage 2 or stage 2 is one of the most important stage of the measuring system, because here the different functions like the variable conversion, variable manipulation, variable data processing and data transmission, everything is being done here. Only the data presentation is done at the last stage, which is the terminating stage. Variable conversion means to say it is the stage which converts the output of the primary sensing element to a more suitable form so that it is used necessary only if it is necessary. And in the manipulation, nothing but in this stage it manipulates and amplifies the output of the conversion variable conversion stage. It also removes the noises if present in the signal. And the third one is data processing. The data processing is very important element used in many measurement systems. It processes the data signal received from the variable manipulation stage and produces suitable output. And this stage is also used to compare the measured value with the standard value to produce required output. And transmission is about basically used for transmitting from one element to other. It plays the role of communication link between various elements of the measurement system. The data transmission or something like the cables, wires, antenna transducers, which connects the first stage device to the second stage and second stage devices to the third stage devices. Those are all the data transmission systems. Data presentation, which are the stage 3 elements. As I mentioned, there are digital readouts and recorders or displacement of the various uh, components like the dials in the dial indicator, pointers in the pointer and scale index, and a liquid column. These are some of the examples. Regarding the static characteristics, I will discuss it in detail.